Hi, everyone. Thanks so much for joining us today, and welcome to the first annual Word of Mouth Digital Summit hosted by Ambassador. This is the closing session for the Word of Mouth Summit, and we've heard a lot of great feedback. We've had a lot of great conversations, and we really hope you enjoyed the other presentations that we've had thus far. Don't forget, if you've missed any of them, you can certainly still register and have the videos sent to you afterwards. I'm Willemin, our Enterprise Sales Director and Solution Architect here at Ambassador, and today I am joined by Heather Chesnutt, Ambassador's Customer Success Operations Manager. We're so very excited to be talking with you about a subject that's both near and dear to Heather and I, which is how to run a powerful word-of-mouth strategy, and we'll be discussing the proven formula for word-of-mouth success, the qualitative and quantitative methodology. A few housekeeping items before we get started. As a reminder, today's session will be recorded, so you will have access to it for reference afterwards. If you have any questions, please feel free to use the chat feature and we'll respond to as many as you can. And lastly, this is a digital event about word of mouth, so tell the world you're listening to Heather and myself here by using the hashtag WOM Summit 2018. As our Enterprise Sales Director and Solution Architect here at Ambassador, I work closely with our Fortune 100 and large international enterprise brands to help them plan, strategize, and design relationship marketing initiatives across the board. But I gotta tell you, I've been here at Ambassador for 4 years, and I can confidently say that my job here on the sales and planning side is made much easier knowing that when we onboard clients, they're really coming to work with a group of true experts in the field of what we consider customer success coaches. And those people really are designed to help act as a member of each of our clients' teams in helping them to implement, execute, and really truly optimize their relationship marketing strategies. So joining me today is Heather Chesnutt, our Customer Success Operations Manager here at Ambassador. And I'm really excited that she's here because she works closely with all of our customers and success coaches to launch, grow, and optimize the thousands of referral campaigns powered by Ambassador. She's come prepared to spill the secret sauce of what's working really well for our top performing clients, and we're really excited to share it with you. So on that note, Heather, I will let you take it away.
Great. So when we look at relationship marketing program types, there are essentially 8 types of programs. There's e-commerce and non-e-commerce, and then we see customer, affiliate, influencer, or partner programs. So the one item that's particularly unique to Ambassador is that we can run multiple types of programs all under one roof. And thus we see referrals come from a variety of sources. Today, we'll be reviewing 3 of our clients and the programs they're running. So we're going to start with BombBomb. BombBomb is a video email platform for B2B clients with a customer referral program. Then we're going to move on to Mizzen & Main. They're an e-commerce client offering tailored performance menswear with a customer program. And then lastly, we have Instapage, a B2B client that offers landing page software. And we would define B2B as business professionals, consultants, or SMBs. When we look at relationship marketing across program types, there are 3 variables that we see play a role in the success of all of these programs. And those are audience, engagement, and incentive. So audience is referring to, are you maximizing opportunities to enroll quality ambassadors? Is it really visible? Engagement, we look at in 2 ways. So how are you staying top of mind with your ambassadors and it's easy for them to engage with your referral program? And then lastly, we would review incentive. So are you providing the right incentive type and amount at the right time? So starting off, we have BombBomb, and one of the things that they've really succeeded with their referral program is the audience piece for kicking off the program with a really strong launch. So to have a successful launch for your program where there's a quick adoption, we really recommend promoting the program across your marketing channels. So for BombBomb, they had a Facebook Live video that you can see here that they were promoting. They also had an email announcement, a blog post, several social media posts, and then a newsletter mention as well.
You know, Heather, one of the things I really like about BombBomb's program launch is that they incorporated the promotion and communication of this particular initiative across all means of communication, emails, blog posts, social, Facebook Live. This is something that we spend a ton of time on, at least in the planning and design phase of getting clients to think through by simply asking the question, what are all of the ways that you promote, communicate, and market to your customers? And I think people are very quick to tell us emails, social posts, but to really identify all of the touch points that you have with your customers and incorporate the referral experience into those places looks like it's one of the key elements of making the launch really, truly successful. So the question I have for you is, sometimes I'll work with brands who ask us, well, what about if we simply start with a phased approach or a soft launch and want to simply send an email out to, a group of our customers or a smaller segment, or maybe even just send 1 or 2 email blasts? What would you say to a client like that that's looking to use a phased approach for launch, and what would your suggestion be?
Yeah, I would say the strongest rollouts that I've seen adopt the strategy that BombBomb has, where they're promoting it across marketing channels. And the reason for that is, if you think about a phased approach, right, you have a smaller amount of ambassadors. It's going to take time to ramp them up. If you're giving high exposure, really throwing a lot of effort behind it, you're going to reach more potential ambassadors. They're going to be participating and successful much more quickly. So that's one piece of it. And then another, too, is ensuring that there's internal buy-in. So that internal buy-in where it's known and widely shared across your company, it means that everyone can speak to the program, promote the program for even further adoption.
Awesome, thank you.
Yeah. So BombBomb, they had that strong kickoff, but they also are continuing that engagement with their ambassadors by sending emails, dedicated emails for the referral program. So we have 2 examples here of how they're promoting the program. So the first one, they're utilizing NPS surveys, and anytime someone gives them a promoter score, they're taking a piece of that feedback, incorporating it into an email, and then saying, hey, you said you would be willing to recommend BombBomb to a friend, so here's our referral program, sign up, earn, and share. So this is a great utilization of identifying those promoters within your customer base. And then another example here is they're hitting individuals throughout the process of the customer journey. So when there's a big milestone, they're also using that to promote the referral program. So since BombBomb is a video platform, when someone has uploaded 150 videos, they send out this email saying congratulations, and then they're plugging the referral program as well.
That's super awesome, because I like that they're incorporating this into key moments of their existing customer experience. I think the more that you can incorporate it into the way that your customers are used to engaging with you, it seems like the higher adoption that we have for our brands who do that.
Yeah, definitely. And then another piece, too, that really made that successful launch of the referral program is they run a limited time reward. So for the launch, they offered the top 50 ambassadors that sent them the most referrals, some swag and other cool items. And then this was part of the promotion as well. So their default incentive for the referral program is a dual incentive of a $50 Visa prepaid card to the ambassador as well as the referred customer. But they really provided a lift and elevated that launch by giving this limited time reward to incentivize ambassadors.
Which I think this is where, maybe I'm a little biased, but having the robustness of a platform that allows you to do these things is really going to be mission critical to the success of obviously implementing these. And one thing that we tend to find across the board for like B2B and consumer brands is we always really recommend, okay, hey, take a look at your buyer, your customer journey, right? Because whatever the length of time is from the moment that a visitor or a prospect would go from discovery and awareness of your brand through that buying process to actually become a paying customer should really be representative of what your incentive structure should look like. So for somebody that maybe has a trial or a more transactional purchase in nature, I mean, someone comes to the site, they buy, giving a one-time flat fee is a really highly optimal approach. For other brands where maybe there's a little bit more complex sales cycle to the nature of their buyer journey, meaning there's a conversation with a sales representative or a more complex process, at that point, it would be really advantageous to reward at multiple different points within that customer journey. So I know with our program, we give $50 when somebody actually refers a lead who has a demo with Ambassador, and then we do another $500 when the person who is referred actually signs a contract. And even with like mattress companies or B2C companies that reward both at the purchase and then maybe even after a return period or some other event that's taking place later down the funnel, I think what we find is this does two things. One, continues to motivate the original referring customer, brand ambassador as we call them. And then I think also what it does is really help that new referred visitor go through that buying process or that customer journey much quicker as well.
Yeah, completely agree. So now we're going to look at Mizzen & Main. So they're an e-commerce client, as we mentioned. And when we look at e-commerce especially, and there being a physical product involved, there's two peak moments that we see as high excitement for the customer journey. And that's placing an order and then physically receiving that. And so Mizzen & Main, when you hit their purchase confirmation page, they're showing a refer a friend module. They're giving you the opportunity to enter in your email address and instantly make that referral to a friend. So it's a great way to capture a referral at that moment of peak excitement.
Actually, it looks like there's a question on this too, Heather, that I'll have you speak to. Looks like our friend Tony from San Diego asks, we're in the travel industry and many of our bookings happen over the phone, either after somebody submits a lead or a quote form on the site after an agent calls them back. In this model, where would you typically recommend placing referral modules?
Yeah, so I would recommend having them in as many places as you can across your site. So when we're looking at BombBomb, for instance, they have a refer a friend module in the logged in area of their site. We even do that for our own referral program. So you have customers that are logging into an area to access your platform and giving a place that they can submit referrals. Another place would be a home page, so that's going to have high visibility. And then lastly, another place that we recommend is creating a dedicated program overview landing page that you can give details about your program and including a refer a friend module there, because you can point to that in various marketing efforts.
It sounds like then the highly recommended approach is really however many places that you are willing and or able to place the both promotion and engagement of the referral experience into that native customer journey. And so this is something where we really, I think, recommend take a look at not only your peak moments of happiness, but like where are your customers used to engaging and interacting with you, right? If it's like a mobile first mobile app, then it wouldn't really make sense to put something on your site if your customers aren't used to going there. Even with our program, for example, on the inside of our logged in accounts, most of our customers are utilizing the inside of our application as a SaaS platform. So having little CTAs or buttons that have these different modules appear is certainly the recommended approach. So I think to summarize, it sounds like really anywhere you're really willing and or able.
Yeah, visibility is key for growing that audience.
Absolutely.
So then in terms of engagement, once they've captured those ambassadors, Mizzen & Main is doing a great job of promoting the program across their social channels. So they post to Facebook, they post to Twitter. They do this very regularly. So the most successful programs don't set it and forget it. They have multiple touch points. So for them, by promoting on their social channels, it's providing a dual opportunity to, one, enroll new ambassadors and then also encourage existing ambassadors to share. So when we're looking at Mizzen & Main and their incentive, they're having a give-get commission structure. And a give-get refers to both a reward for the ambassador and the individual they refer. So Mizzen & Main's ambassadors are earning a free shirt for every referral, and they're also able to give a $25 off coupon to a referred customer. And the way they're presenting that is via our welcome message functionality. So if I click on Mara's referral link, I would see this customized welcome message upon landing on Mizzen & Main's site and be able to enter in my email to get a coupon code. So coupon codes create a great option for further incentivizing a referee when it comes to e-commerce.
You bring up a really interesting point around incentivizing e-commerce, especially for that new referred visitor. And I think what we typically are seeing is that companies that can offer some sort of dual incentive or give get model, it does a lot for motivating, of course, a quicker purchase, but also utilizing this welcome message is a really good opportunity to capture that email address of the new referred customer. So even if they don't end up purchasing within that same session, or they maybe close their computer and come back, not only do you at least have attribution to at least know that I, Mara, has referred you, Heather, but now you can do some of the next gen relationship marketing efforts that we're encouraging our brands to do, which is take those emails that you're receiving in these welcome modules and market to those, knowing that these people were referred, and further incentivize them down the funnel. And I think especially if you can offer something to say to your customers, you're going to be able to give your friends something, it does a lot by way of motivation. The other thing I like, Heather, that you always talked to us about when we're helping brands to really look at the effective incentives at the right time is to think about how often your customers are purchasing from you. So you made mention of coupon codes being really effective for brands, especially if we're looking at like repeat purchase brands. Obviously anyone within fashion, beauty, e-commerce, consumer electronics. So for the brands that are maybe a little bit less high repeat purchase, and I'm thinking like a mattress company, a travel company, like what would you recommend in those scenarios?
Yeah, for those programs, really cash is king, and the coupon code isn't a great fit there. So even if we look at a mattress company, for example, I'm going to buy that every so often. I'm not going to be buying a mattress every year or every couple of years. So offering me a coupon code isn't really the best fit to motivate me to continue to send you referrals. So an example, I was talking with one of our mattress companies, and they had an excess of pillow inventory, and they said, how about we offer pillows as an incentive? We can clear out some of that inventory, but if you think about it, how many pillows do you really need? So really I might want 2, and then I'm done. So I'm not going to continue to send additional referrals your way, because the incentive, I don't really need anything more when it comes to product or coupon codes. So that's where it's good to assess how often somebody is making a repeat purchase when you look at that incentive reward for your program.
We also have, too, I'm thinking of, there's a public education company who does a really cool model where they have like an evergreen program, and I want to say they even maybe do like an Amazon gift card or something similar, but then also do a contest, and it's around back to school inevitably because they're in education, and so it's August, September, and they say the person that has referred the most amount of referrals in the next month will receive this special, I think it's even like a $500 prize, and then we'll send out the leaderboard of who's kind of in the lead over the course of the month. And I really like that approach too, to kind of build on top of not only offering that evergreen incentive, but still taking advantage of some of the things you're alluding to for more of the light gamification. But it sounds like then at this point, your recommendation is think about what's going to be most motivating, both to the person who's being referred, who's doing the referring, and then also think about what's going to continue to motivate them to keep referring.
Yeah, and I think you touched on a great point too with that. The limited time offer that they're doing, that can be used in a lot of different ways. So it can be used during a time that's typically a sales lull. It can be used to test a new incentive. If you think, hey, I'm not seeing a ton of referrals and I want to try a new higher incentive amount, a limited time offer can be a great way to measure, is this new incentive going to really provide a lift? Or maybe I need to touch on more efforts on the engagement side. So as long as you're really strongly messaging that limited time, so like this will run for the month of July, that can help with a lift.
Love it.
So moving on to Instapage, one of the things I love with their program, especially that it's being a more complex affiliate program, is that they have a dedicated landing page with a lot of great resource to educate their ambassadors on the program, as they're including a call to action to enroll. So they have this become a partner button that links to our ambassador portal registration page. So as we look at a program like this with affiliates, they want a lot more data on the referral program. They want to know how they're performing and how their shares are stacking up. So the portal is a great option for them, so they can track their stats, see how many individuals are clicking on their referral link, how many people are converting, and the commissions that they're earning.
And I think when we're talking about these dedicated landing pages, or companies that have these dedicated landing pages, excuse me, It's a really important question on the planning and design phase to think through how are you bringing on your new partners or your new affiliates, right? Because if it's a combination of you have affiliates coming to you that want to learn a little bit more, that are going to sign up for your program, and you have potentially people from your team that are reaching out to whether it be partners, influencers, affiliates, or people that you want to really be promoting your brand, this is a really great way to do it because not only does it make the back and forth of really quote unquote selling the program to those people much simpler, much cleaner, looks more professional, but it also makes it really easy for people who come to your site to realize that you have your stuff together here. It's going to be easy for them to promote and engage with you. It's going to be a simple, clean process. And I think for brands that we see across the board that are running these more complex programs, affiliates want to see that you have something like this in place. It's going to make it easy for them to work with you.
Absolutely, and this plays a role in being able to provide a dedicated location that you can point to in marketing efforts. So you touched on employees and how they promote the referral program. We have a lot of our clients that will include a email signature that links to a landing page like this. So are you interested in becoming an Instapage affiliate? Go here. So it's a great central resource to funnel that referral activity into.
And on the note of additional promotions, if you do a nice little Google search of Instapage affiliate program, it'll be top 1 or 2 that pops up. So always worth doing some additional paid social around these programs so people can easily find them and, of course, easily engage and promote with you as well.
Exactly. So on the note, too, we were talking about education as we were mentioning the program overview page. For a complex program, ongoing education is a big piece too. So things like providing program guides, tutorials, or even a video. So Instapage, they were taking advantage of a new ambassador feature, and they wanted to educate their ambassadors, show them the value and how to use it. So they created this blog post that they could share with their affiliates.
That's super awesome. And I think I even saw that they did a short YouTube video where they had their affiliate marketing manager on explaining the benefit of the program and how it works. So it was cool to see not even just the mass promotion and communication to their affiliates, but even having that educational content that advise what the benefits are, what somebody's going to get out of it, how to successfully participate. And I know you have worked really hard on the success team to help companies put together guides and best practices. So surely the more that you can do around making it easy for your affiliates to know how to best leverage you as a brand and ultimately make them more successful as affiliate, the more successful everybody will be.
Yeah, I mean, that's one of the best parts of working on the success team is that I get to work alongside a team of experts and we're able to provide these recommendations to our clients and how to leverage their different marketing channels to have the program be as successful as possible.
And you guys do one heck of a job at that. So
lastly, on the incentive, the other 2 programs that we looked at had a flat monetary amount, whereas Instapage has a percentage revenue share. So their affiliates will earn a 50% revenue share for the first payment and then a 30% revenue share for the lifetime of the plan. So this is what we would refer to as a multi-event incentive, and it's a great way to incentivize those that might have a subscription service or a longer buyer journey to keep individuals motivated, as Mara mentioned earlier. But with affiliates especially, we see this revenue share model work the best.
I also have a question too, Heather, because on the planning and design phase of this, one of the things that's particularly unique to Ambassador beyond our ability to kind of run multiple different initiatives simultaneously is really being able to speak and tailor and run different variations of the same experience to whether it be different audience segments or customer profiles or geographic location or basically different people that may want to promote you in a different way, which sometimes can mean, okay, we know that this particular segment of people maybe need specific industry assets, for example, and so they may need different promotion and communication. But another thing that we also see fairly frequently is doing different types of tiered models or tiered incentives in a revenue style capacity. Can you speak to a little bit on how you see clients most effectively utilizing different reward structures? And if you're starting from square one, meaning you don't already have existing agreements or relationships in place, how to create a tiered model that's motivating to your affiliates?
Yeah, so we always like to really reward those ambassadors that are sending you the most referrals. So that can happen in a few ways. So that might mean a VIP campaign, that when somebody hits certain criteria for you, maybe it's sharing across different channels, they're writing blog posts, they're not just sharing it occasionally in a Facebook post or tweet, that maybe it's moving them into a VIP campaign where they're earning a higher reward. Or even for e-commerce, we have a functionality called the commission bonus that allows you to increase that reward in different tiers based on the number of referrals. So, for example, Mara, if you sent 5 referrals, you might get a flat $10, but then once you hit 15, you would earn $15 per referral. And then if I wanted to continue to increase that, the commission bonus allows me to do so, but it's based on something that's really of value to our customers, which is more referrals.
Yeah, I was going to say, it sounds like at the end of the day, you know, one of the things that's really powerful about the recommendations that you are constantly providing in account reviews to our clients really, of course, center around these 3 key items. But as with anything, it always comes down to how do you make it super simple, how do you make it super easy, and how do you make it wildly motivating? So I think you guys do a really good job of helping our clients to see and find those opportunities. And the reality is it's different for every brand, right? And it's different for the way that you have relationships with each of these segments and groups of people. So I encourage everyone, of course, as we're thinking through all of these different examples, to really look at, okay, what is our native customer journey? How do our customers engage and interact with us? And how can we start to tap into the way that we've built those relationships to start to leverage the ask around referrals? And that really, at the end of the day, is what we're constantly hearing from Heather and her entire team. So that said, the good news is that everything Heather and I have walked together with you today are all things that we have a lot of experience here with on the team here at Ambassador, having powered thousands of global campaigns for brands big and small around the world. And all of these secrets to success are about to be put into one powerfully packed ebook that you will have access to following this Word of Mouth Summit. So keep your eyes peeled for more information in your email. If you're registered for the summit, you will receive information on that ebook. And all of our formulas will be unpacked in a really easy way to understand. Looks like we have time for a question or two following at the end of our session, but don't forget today's recording is going to be emailed to everybody who registered. And don't forget to tell the world about what your favorite relationship marketing secret was that you were shared with today by using the hashtag WOM Summit 2018. Okay, one question for you here, Heather. I've been watching this one. It's from Mark from Austin, and he asked it earlier, but I think this is a really good one to wrap up with. So the question is, what are your thoughts on cash versus gift card, free product, or some sort of swag? And Heather, I love this question. I know you mentioned earlier that cash is king, but is there ever a time that you look to free product or swag, or what are your thoughts on this, and how do I choose as a brand?
Yeah, this is one we get a lot. It's one of my favorite questions too. Cash or the gift cards, those are the most motivating to your ambassadors. Points or swag, as we kind of talked about a little bit earlier, really isn't motivating to continue to refer. It's hard to track points. It's hard to visualize points. When I say you get a $50 reward, it's like I instantly visualize that and I know what that is. When I say you get 3 points, and if you have like multiple points that you have to hit to get different rewards, it's not clear, it's not easy to message. So the faster you can get your reward across, the easier it is for your ambassadors to understand the better. Because even when we look at a revenue share, that can be it can take a moment to figure out what that would equate to as a reward. So what we recommend even for a revenue share is something like, hey, if you referred somebody and they purchased our Pro plan, that 30% revenue share would be X commission. Or if you referred them to our Enterprise plan, that 30% commission would be Y. So the better you can visualize for your ambassadors what that reward is going to equal, you keep it simple, the better it will be.
So basically, don't make your customers do math.
Yeah.
I'm just teasing, but no, I appreciate that, Heather, and thanks so much for joining us to share all of your wisdom and expertise that you share with our clients on a daily, weekly, and monthly basis. It's exciting to watch, and it's really cool to be a part of a team that works so closely with our brands to have these really powerful programs. So that said, everyone, that's the end of our entire first Word of Mouth Summit. We've had such a good time. We've had some great conversations, wonderful presenters, and we really thank you for being so engaged throughout this entire presentation that we've been doing today. So Don't forget, you of course will have this video for you thereafter, but if you want to learn a little bit more about relationship marketing and how you can properly leverage it for your brand, either with a brand new strategy or looking to remove and replace and improve on an existing experience, don't forget you can learn more about Ambassador by scheduling a demo at getambassador.com. Of course, keep your eyes peeled for future sessions and more exciting conversations to come, and we of course will be looking out for all of your really awesome relationship marketing programs from here. Thanks again, everyone. We appreciate you tuning in.
Thanks.